Good evening to you. Welcome to another edition of Talking Points on GBC News. My name is Odartey, Lamptey. Tonight, we're taking a look at a topic which we know will be very much pleasing to you. We're discussing food prices, supply, and distribution. And my guest for this evening will be Mr. Dwuma Odoom, consultant, and also I have Mr. Philip Abayoro, who is the president of Ghana Agricultural Chamber of Commerce. These two gentlemen will help in the discussion. But putting the discussion in perspective, agriculture plays a key role in economic growth and is an important contributor to various sectors of the economy. The recent hikes in food prices have imposed undeniable hardship on many, especially the poorest consumers, including many subsistence farmers whose production is insufficient to meet their consumption needs. For most people who survive on less than 1 Ghana cedi a day, food prices and food inflation can spell disaster. More effective and coherent action is needed now to help the most vulnerable population cope with the drastic hikes in food prices that has an effect on the food. Tonight, this will be the topic for discussion. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
And welcome to Talking Point. Now, the program is being streaming live on GBC Ghana Online, on Facebook at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, and on Radio Unique 95.7 FM. Talking Point is brought to you tonight in partnership with ATL. Once again, you most welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, let's start the discussion this way. What's the current state of agriculture in the country, linking that with the higher food cost and relative matters happening now? You know, if you could start it for me.
Yeah, you have to put it as in perspective.
That's fine. Great.
We are in challenging times. Food prices have escalated, and the global food chain has been disrupted. I say this because, you know, we are not an island. Though we produce, we also depend on some particular countries to also supply us what we do not produce. And that really has put us in a very high challenge, because we have not been able to produce enough to mitigate some of these unforeseen circumstances. Though we have some of the staple foods which are locally, we call our local staple foods to around in the communities. Transportation has become a challenge, because the farmers will produce, and then when you go down to the village you have a lot of abundance, but when you come to the urban areas you don't have the cost of transportation. And then you go to the marketplace, you realize that the market has not been able to deliver so much quantity that the population needs. That is due to, high cost of fuel, because when the fuel prices go up, then the challenge of transportation too comes in. That means that increased productivity in the farm gate. Farmers will have to pay higher for agricultural mechanization services. Those aggregated market women will also have to pay high for transport costs to be able to deliver. But the main challenge is finance. The aggregators and the market women who are buying that food do not have enough capital to be able to even buy the food from the farmers to distribute. That is the truth. They rely on microcredit, and they also have an inventory credit system. You see the tomatoes in the market. Once it gets to Aguglosi, it is distributed across the whole of Accra on credit by the women, and they wait to collect that money and go back to buy.
And that credit system is a high risk area, honestly, because agriculture.
So the difficulties are enormous, and I think that something must be done, because if you look at finance, you need to have money to go and buy from the farmers, and then when you do not have enough, and even the farmers credit them, they come, and then perhaps because of some challenges, post-harvest losses, they go back and they are not able to pay. So we need to have a secondary system which can have some aggregators. We used to have food distribution which was assistant. Whenever there's this problem, food distribution will go and pick up this produce and send them across the warehouses and distribute. It's no more like that. You have the imported products having warehouses, but our local produce, there's nobody buying them in larger quantities to at least redistribute. And that has been a challenge, because if you have a product that do not have control, people are not, I mean, you don't have large aggregators.
That's it.
Just like cocoa, you know, you have people, I mean, cocoa companies will come and buy. We need to have that, so that at least people will buy maize and store, and then people will buy tomatoes, sure that it's very well preserved. People will buy so much, you understand, and that will also encourage the farmers to be able to produce. But the larger picture is that it's lack of finance. Even if the farmers want to produce, they need loans, and getting that loans from the bank becomes an issue. You go to the bank to collect loan, and then they will tell you that your agriculture is a high risk area. Meanwhile, if you go and tell them you want money to go and buy produce and sell, they'll give you. But if you do not produce, how can you have the products to be able to sell? So that is why we are now depending on imported products. So you go to the marketplace now, you want to buy rice, you know the price. You want to buy bread from 5 cedis to 10 cedis because you don't produce the wheat. And now we must also make a deliberate attempt. Nigeria is growing wheat. Enough wheat. So we will find Nigerian wheat in our market. We should also grow the wheat.
We come to that. Why do you think that the idea of food distribution has been relegated to the background? What called for that?
You see, we need proper planning, and you know, you say private sector. And when private sector that we are talking about, like I'm in a private sector, you ask me, why don't I go and buy the food and bring it and distribute in Accra? Because I'm a businessman, I'm a farmer. Yes, if I go and I'm going to buy tomatoes to come and distribute, somebody has got a loan from the bank and is importing tomatoes from Thailand. You understand? The bank may not give me the money to produce.
No.
Because they will say that they are waiting. A man will take 1 year. But the man who is going 3 months, he will be paying them. He will start paying them.
Absolutely.
So I am wasting their time. That is where the issue is. So if I struggle and use my own money to go and buy and I bring it, and the Thailand man delivers, you understand? He packages tomatoes in a way because he has got good funding, and I am not able to. Then my tomatoes, half of it is rotting in the market. You understand? Because I don't have the long-time financing to be able to have a freezing warehouse to freeze these tomatoes. I don't have a freezing car to go to the farm gate to be able to. There is no pack house in the farm gate which receive this fresh produce to store for the farmers so that somebody could come and buy. So as maize, so as rice, everything is like that. So then it becomes difficult.
So does it mean that when our government say that agriculture is the backbone of the economy, is it a cliche? Is it just a slogan?
You see, government has its flagship programs. And whenever
agriculture is not part of it.
No, it is part of it.
So,
you know, we have our national development plan. We have got our medium-term to long-term planning for agriculture. The programs are there. But whenever governments are coming into power, they know they are not going to be there for a very long time. So then they will cut some of the programs to make sure that at least they can achieve some in a short time. So they will
sacrificing agriculture.
Oh no, they are running a program that they believe that they can fund because the area is very large. So do not have a huge budget to be able to put in the sector, then they take some of part of it and then run it. And they believe that once they are running that program, private sector will come behind them to take over, which is a very good thing. But the issue is that private sector don't get the funding to come and take over from government from those flagship programs. I was coming to that
because, and now let Mr. Dwuma Odoom come in here. You see, we are told that government doesn't do business. Government creates the enabling environment for the private sector to take over. So if government is doing business now, how do the private sector come in?
So that is where I want to continue from where my big brother and small brother.
Fantastic.
And you know, the whole issue is about system.
Okay.
Way back 2007, when I was a deputy minister for local government, we went for a program in Damascus.
Okay.
The program was between Arabs and Africans Development Program. There I made a statement to the effect that it's about time that agriculture, like he's saying, be looked at as a business.
Absolutely.
For all this while, African countries have been looking at agriculture as a development item. Just like hospitals and the schools that we are building. But agriculture, if you treat it that way, you can't get it right.
Okay.
all the point he's making suggests that it's about time that we take agriculture as a business, as an industry. Then, in that industry, we identify who the stakeholders are. And I would say that we try to develop, like you were saying, the value chains. Develop value chains. And as you develop value chains, all these issues will come to bear. And then where, like you said, government has to come in, he comes in. Because it is not about government giving fertilizer. To me, that is not agriculture. When I was in Nigeria for this rice episode,
yes, I was coming to once we've started, let's go.
Yeah, when I was there for that episode, we started it like he's saying, private sector approach. Private sector approach. So I concentrated on the private sector, the value chain players, the rice farmers, the millers, the input dealers. And then we started having a conversation. Then we have, during that conversation, the issue of finance came in. The issue of technology came in. All other issues, logistics, transportation, everything came in. Then I said, okay, in that case, that means we need to have a holistic approach rather than doing it the ad hoc and piecemeal, because it won't help. So we call that big meeting. And at that meeting, I make sure that the key players, and I keep on saying, Ghana, if agriculture is going to work, Bank of Ghana must get involved. If they don't get involved, our agriculture is not going to work. Because in Nigeria, he knows it. When we sat down and the issue of finance, as he was saying, came up, then the central bank said, okay, we have what we call the import substitution. So for the import products like rice, like wheat, maybe we can fund it and not at the price of the financial institutions, the 25%, that what have you, but at a subsidized rate. And that is what created the Nigeria victory.
Before you continue, if you're watching us, Mr. Dwuma, Abraham Dwuma Odoom was very instrumental in Nigeria's, if you like, happy days now when it comes to rice production. It was very instrumental in the fact that now we told that Nigeria has moved from an annual tonnage of 2 million tons to 9 million tons. This is
self-sufficient.
That's it, and it means it can be done. It can be done. For me, and when you look at the SDG Goal 2, it talks a lot about food security by 2030. To go.
Can we there?
Can we get there? Nigeria is taking the lead in rice production. What can we do?
Just as he has said, first of all, we need to take this battle to Parliament and enact a law that all, I mean, we look at the banking and finance law, that all banks in the country should put 40% of their credit into agriculture. That is one. Secondly, the Bank of Ghana.
Can it be done?
It can be done. We have oil. When we were getting oil in the stakeholders meetings and then under the CADEP, the Comprehensive African Agricultural Program, we fall on the Pillar 5. We CSOs and FBOs, civil society, we are all one. We fall on the Pillar 5. And our role was to engage government in policy, implementation, and all that. And the cardinal point was that we, as the FBOs, should be the implementers of the program. So whenever government is having anything to do with agriculture, we come at the private sector, which is commercial private people, then we in they will come in, I mean, as the backbone. So we'll have a private or people that can engage. So in the poultry, we have people there. In the crop, we have aquaculture. We have these vibrant organizations that the CADEP embrace. And government was even supposed to be funding us to be able to build our capacity to be able to engage properly, to be the wheels, the private sector wheel, to drive the agricultural sector. Today, I don't think the engagement, it started very well, and then if you look at previous achievements in agriculture, that was the reason. We're very vibrant, outspoken. We get government sometimes to engage them, and they do whatever we want. Across Africa, we were pioneers.
We'll come to why we were pioneers and why we are where we are now. You're watching Talking Points. Tonight we're taking a look at food prices, supply and distribution. This show is streaming live on GBC Ghana online, Facebook, Corporation on radio. Unique 95.7 FM Talking Point is brought to you tonight in partnership with ATL, and I'm sitting in for the regular host, Dr. Odoom Wright. We're going for a break. When we come back, Philip will tell us why we are where we are now, when we were the pioneers. We'll be right back.
Whatever the occasion, with ATL, you can never be out of style. ATL.
Welcome back to Talking Point, and as I said earlier, we're taking a look at food prices, supply and distribution. My guest once again on my immediate left, I have Mr. Abraham, an agricultural consultant, and Mr. Philip Abayoro, who is the president of the Ghana Agricultural Chamber of Commerce. The discussion is brought to you in partnership with ATL. Our WhatsApp number is 0557446429. Number again is 0557446429. I'm sitting in for Dr. Odoom Wright. Philip, before we went on a break, you were building the point that we were the pioneers in this journey. We are no more. What happened?
Yeah, the engagement between the FBOs and government is no more the way it used to be across Africa, not only in Ghana.
Okay.
That CADEP program, the Comprehensive African Agriculture Pillar 5, which was supposed to be very vibrant to ensure that it is the backbone for the private sector, is no more functionable as it used to be. Now, for us to be able to succeed, like Mr. we need to have the Bank of Ghana involved.
Okay.
We have the oil revenue. When we were getting oil, we were all put in one room to say that now that we have got oil, part of the oil revenue will be used to support agriculture. We propose to use it to expand irrigation network in the country, because we had only 3% of our irrigation. Total Ghana, we have only 3% of our irrigation resources in hands. Egypt is 59. India is about almost 56. Pakistan. So we are just so below. So when we got oil, we thought that this was something that we could use to move agriculture forward.
Absolutely.
Apart from that, we believe that in 2008, between 2008 and 2009, we made a proposal to the government, the then government, to create an agricultural fund. I think if you check in that budget, you see that 600 million or 300 million Ghana cedis was approved in that budget. I'll look for the budget and I'll make it available. And that, because we engaged government at that time and said that we want money, and it becomes an issue. Now we have demonstrated that we have the capacity of doing the work you have seen. So we need to have something to back us. So a budget was created to create an organization. We said because of the behavior of the local banks, anytime a government comes with a good intention to do agriculture good, you have to rely on them. You give them money to redisburse. They take the money and they don't disburse the money. They slowly disburse the money. It happens. We have the evidence. So then create this agricultural fund independent. When you collect the revenues from oil or import duty that you want to segregate and give to agriculture, you put it there. All the taxes of imports of food, you put something small there. So eventually we have that money there.
That's right.
Then farmers can apply to that and go directly, like how EDIF is. Exports, to collect that money. They can have medium to long term finance, be able to develop everything, irrigation to production, buy technology, and distribute the food and do everything in the marketplace, the value chain, so that it becomes a private sector. But because government has a subsidized credit, it is, and grants too will come from there, so that at least we can develop the sector.
That's right.
And as much as any time government have some revenue that they want to support agriculture, it will come there. Then we all agree the budget was done, everything was done, but eventually that government went out of power and another government came in. When the other government came in and when in that engagement, we had a committee where in that engagement, the issue became that we don't know what happened, that they should take that fund, what we have arranged, and add to EDIF. So that is why you can see that it was EDIF, now it's EDIF.
Exactly.
So they carried this thing and went and added there. Now, if you trace, if you go and check the disbursement of EDIF from day one, you realize that agriculture is not getting any serious money. The only money agriculture is getting there is from projects that they themselves initiated. They look at horticulture and say, we want to do mango. It is not that farmers who came and say they want to do it, they want to. And you know, you can't run a finance.
So does it mean you, I mean, the farmers and managers of these farmers are not engaged, they are not consulted, they are not part?
I've made the point that we got government to do good,
yes,
by creating this organization.
Yes.
When they were supposed to validate it and do the right things, they decided that they should merge it with EDIF. But I'm saying that they merge it there, but they are concentrating on export. Check the export that they are concentrating on. What quantity is agric?
So the measure is a problem.
No, they merge it, but then the things they are exporting, I don't want to mention the names of the things, they are really exporting, but agriculture is getting the minimum. You understand? So we want agriculture to stand. We are yet fighting to get agriculture fund to stand as an agricultural fund. Let an export fund stand as an export fund. If we don't produce, do you have something to export?
No.
Why should we be competing with you when we come there? Then you make sure that we think that we are not going to, we have a risk still. Meanwhile, our government has put in money there. So let us break it and have an agriculture fund. Bank of Ghana, if they want to put agric money there, they should put their head. We will go and borrow the money there and we'll produce enough food for the country. Industry too will also get their share. When you are exporting, we'll go to EDIF now for them to subsidize. You understand?
Yeah.
This agriculture exim bank, if they want, they can call it, or agriculture exim organization or whatever, we will get finance there to buy equipment. We'll buy technology. We'll be able to develop agriculture to whatever. We may not even need subsidies from government again because the credit will be subsidized. So we can buy the fertilizer and then use it to farm without getting, we can buy good seeds and we can produce even the seeds here. That is what we want.
So then the policy in place then, are we calling for a change in some aspect of the policy? Because, as you already put it, there was an agreement, and then they moved EDIF to EDIF.
Yeah, they added, because exactly. we spoke to government. We agreed. Create an agricultural fund for us. And the reason is that because we have difficulties in getting easy credit, they agreed. They even budgeted so that they can create the institution. And seed money too was put in place in that budget. Now
let me help you.
Yes, please.
Let me help you.
Yes.
You see, if you do things as usual, you will get as usual results.
Yes. No new results.
So what he is saying is that we've tried over and over and over again. We are not getting it. So why are we not getting it? It's that area that we need to interrogate. We have to do thinking. And I keep on referring to Nigeria.
Of course.
When I went there and went round, like my brother is saying, I came with the same challenge. Then I have a slogan in my life. I always want to do the unusual things so that I will get unusual results. Because if you do it as usual, like you say, you get the same results. So then, what is the unusual thing? We have to break that chain of depending on government. And the way we can do it was a program that I put in place, reorganizing ourselves, the FBOs. When you have reorganized yourselves, you go to the banks, and the bank will tell you that we are looking for vibrant and credible, and we don't even need collateral from them. The fact that they are well organized, they are holding their meetings, they are doing their minis and all kind of things, is enough for us to know that if we give them any loan, they will be able to pay back. So now, when we did that, when I did that, then of course I came to what is the most critical aspect of African life: reorientation.
The mindset.
The mindset. The mindset is the biggest problem, my brother. Come to think of the input dealer who is selling, instead of seed to the farmer, is selling grain. So right from the word go, the farmer plants the grain.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. The input dealer who is supposed to give fertilizer to the farmer is giving him fake fertilizer from China.
Doesn't want competition.
Then the farmer also plants with this faulty start.
Of course.
What can he?
Bad land preparation.
So any financing the banks were giving were going down the drain. So when we did this reorganization and then reorientation, and we got the input dealers now conscientized, the farmers conscientized. If you have seen some of my videos,
yes,
going to the villages from the local government areas, I was visiting them, going to them. I'll put my pickup here and use Okada and travel 2 hours into the bush to be with the farmers.
When I saw that, I wondered, at your age, you were doing that. I wondered, when I saw you.
But that is what God has created me for. Yes, because as each and every one of us has a reason for being here.
That's it.
And I see it that is one of my reasons.
Odoom, for the Nigeria case that you spearheaded, let me put it that way, a number of farmers were given loans. About how many of them?
About 1.2 million the first start.
I see.
Yes.
1.2 million
yes,
farmers.
when we have reorganized them from local government areas to states.
From government?
Yes, from government. And the loan was given to them at 9% interest.
Wow.
I remember I was in Jigawa, close to where the Boko Haram people were. I remember one day we were there 20 miles from there was a bomb blast there. I said, hey, look, let me go back to Ghana. Then the development officer of the central bank told me, Honorable, we have money here for, like he say, for institution. And then we are targeting groups, products.
That's why he called from the Bank of Ghana.
Yes, we are targeting products that we import, and creating a lot of stress on our budget, especially on our foreign exchange. So that's why we have that money. So you do a letter for us, so that the central bank governor will release money. It was there that central bank of Nigeria came in. So yeah, this thing that you people have started, we are interested. We want to partner you. I see. Then we came out with the Anchor Borrower Project. And the Anchor Borrower Project is the miller, the farmer, and the input dealer.
I see.
So they give the money to the miller, and the miller will give it to the farmer, sign a contract, produce 2,000 metric tons of paddy for me. You produce it, it's not like you are going to chase for somebody to come out. No. I'm picking it up, taking it. And because you need this input, this man, I'm paying part of the money to him to supply you all the input.
the system working?
This is the system. This is the system that we have to use in Ghana here. If we use that system, government can sleep. Government can sleep.
Now you're in Ghana, okay?
And
now you are here. There he is. Policymakers are there. How do we get you all together to start something?
Oh, he will tell you. We'll call him to a meeting.
Okay.
For instance, we started something small.
Okay.
But it's going to be big.
Good to hear.
Yes. National Service Secretariat.
All right.
We've gone for a land, 50,000 acres. We are using 20,000 acres as a nucleus farm. Do an integrated farm. We have the poultry, like he was saying, aqua fishery, small ruminants. We are doing our rice, maize, soya bean. And we are not going to import any fertilizer.
Great.
We are going to use the poultry feed and the aqua water. The aqua water is a fertilizer by itself, but we don't know it.
That's right.
So we are going to use that one to make the soil rich, and then we'll grow our rice, our maize, our soya bean, and then give some to the poultry farmers. When the youth come, we'll train them on the 20,000. The 30,000, we are going to develop it. And then any youth that is ready, say a group of 5, will give you, say, 200 acres. Go and we'll prepare the land. This is something that we are talking with him. Good. And he has assured us of taking his stakeholder that we are going to work. And we think if we do it that way, National Service Secretary, if we do it that way, we use it that way, very soon, Angra, the youth will run into agriculture. Good. I remember in the 70s, civil servants who went to the north, they didn't want to come back.
Right.
Because you go there, you are growing rice and you are getting money.
That's right.
If they say come back here, you won't come.
Exactly.
That era, we want to reintroduce it.
By that time, there was a law in Ghana that 40% of the bank's credit facilities should go to agric.
That's right.
Operation Feed Yourself. So getting money to farm was not a problem.
Okay. Now, how do we link this to the Planting for Food and Jobs program?
It's a wonderful project, a program. So maybe we call a stakeholders meeting. The planting for food. If you do it without bringing the stakeholders on board, you have a problem. When the same Nigeria, they had a similar thing.
Okay.
They were using the e-card switch, making fertilizers available. Then I told them, let's handle it this way. Let stakeholders own the project.
Themselves.
Then they become watchmen
of themselves.
Beautiful.
Yes. Because to be honest and frank with you, not that I want to denegate our civil servants, but some of them are not very helpful.
You are saying the truth.
Yes.
You are saying the truth.
Yes.
It's better
because
just say it.
When I was in Nigeria, they wanted to run the project as usual. I said, no way over my dead body. Me, Odoom, I won't allow it.
There should be a change.
There should be a change, the paradigm shift. They are interested in only their allowances, but they're not interested in the sustainability of the project. But me, I was looking at the project beyond it, because normally in Ghana, in Africa, projects come like this, and people are only interested in the immediate eatings.
That's it.
But I was looking at how can we sustain this project, that my grandees who are yet to come will come and benefit from it. So we, like I said, let us go away from the usual things and begin to do unusual things.
Now, for the Nigeria case, did you factor in the if you like, the prevention of post-harvest losses?
Oh yes, yes. And that is where you look at the value chain. If you look at the value chain and you call experts like them, they will come and their experience. You see, the farmers, they have a rich experience. They know them. they know the thing.
Why aren't we getting it right? I'm happy that now some sort of
I think we are going to get it right.
That's it.
He has said it all. You see, sometimes government has good intention, but the people, you cannot have all the people working properly with you. But you see, private sector, we want resource. And that's why it's good to push so many things to the private sector and hold them responsible.
Because that is where their profit is.
Yes.
And that is our pay. If I don't deliver, I will not be paid.
Yes.
You see, so, but sometimes it becomes difficult. But I think we can do it, as he has said. If Nigeria has been able to get 8 million tons of rice.
Oh, yes.
9 million.
9 million. And I remember, you see, this system that Odoom went and did
7 years.
Honorable Odoom did in Nigeria, was being implemented in Ghana in 1981. And the consultants to that this particular type of project was TATL, Tetalai. It's a British consultant.
No, even when I was doing mine, we were doing it here, under grip.
Good.
And I keep on saying the grip method will not work.
Yeah.
I told him. Yeah. The grip method will not work. We did a similar thing in Burkina. It didn't work.
Okay.
Yes, it didn't work. So go on.
So, but you see, the simple thing is that you could see that the funds were going to the one who need a product. So the miller needs rice. He needs 10,000 tons of rice. Funding has been given to him to buy that one. He uses his funding to support the farmer. I'm giving you. I want you to produce 10,000, 12,000 tons or 15,000 tons of paddy for me. How much is your production cost? He said, this is my land preparation cost. He pays. You understand? Yes. How much is your fertilizer? He pays. He becomes the monitor of the farmer to ensure he gets back the products. You say government is not supposed to be in business. Government must be in business. The Indian government today, why can they ban the import of wheat? If you want wheat or even rice, you have to apply to the Indian government before the farmer or the warehouse can supply you. Because they are subsidizing. We should come to a point that though government is not directly involved, if government is involved in giving us subsidized credit and we produce rice, we shouldn't go and look at import rice where they are paid duty and peg our price at that price. That is what is happening. You understand?
Yes.
We should also realize that we got a credit at 5%. The one who went and imported got it at 30%. And our rice the local produced rice must be cheaper.
Of course.
And if there is an aggregator who went and picked this rice and he's distributing, you go to the shops and the price will be cheaper.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So that's why we do the unusual, as he has said, deliberate and unusual, and allow the people with the green fingers to work. You understand? There are people who have the expertise in the private sector who can do much. He went to Nigeria as a private sector person. Nigeria from 1 million tons to 9 million tons. Yes. A great achievement. Congratulations.
Solid achievement.
You understand?
No, actually, I went there under years. Actually, let me do a correction. I went there under President J.A. Kufuor Foundation, not as a private person.
Okay, J.A.
You see,
Foundation.
what happened was that, do you know I initiated Cocoa High Tech?
You did?
Yes. Are you aware?
Okay.
I initiated Cocoa High Tech, so Ghana, you have to award me, give me an award. You see, we don't celebrate. We don't celebrate. That's why. That is also one thing.
We don't honor.
We don't honor. We don't celebrate. So we don't give incentive to others.
What you done in Nigeria?
Yes.
What you've done there? I mean,
I remember the 1 million tons that we got here. The meeting we held it at Airside Hotel here.
Yes,
I was part. And I remember when they asked me to recommend people who should come for the meeting, Chufu Paso, who was an NDC chairman, Moro, because I know he was the man
can do the work.
We can do the work. Exactly. So when we came for the meeting here, and they were asking me, you are MPP? I said, yes,
yes,
I'm a Ghanaian.
I can do the work.
As for farm, it doesn't have any color.
Exactly.
Yes, any green, gold, and blue, that kind of thing. So we sat and we did that blueprint for Cocoa High Tech. Right. And it was based on that President Kufuor picked me for Liberia project, because Madam Sirleaf asked President Kufuor to bring somebody for cocoa rehabilitation.
I see.
And I went there. And Philip, when I was there, I went out with my staff, the Liberians. We would get plantain, cocoa yam, and even yam. We eat and I'm full. When we come to Morovia, but one of them will come to me, boss, today I eat you. I said, how? That food that we were saying, no, I know it take rice. Okay. If they don't take rice. But then they were all important. They were importing their rice from India.
90%.
So there,
Yeah, Sierra Leone.
I did a concept paper for rice and cocoa. Brought it to President Kufuor. The President, your foundation, I want us to pursue this one. And then President Kufuor asked me to see a lecturer, one Professor Amano Legon, who helped me to polish my concept paper. Then fortunately, President Kufuor was given an award in Washington, on cocoa. So he took me there. And it was there, by the side issues, I got my concept paper accepted by Michigan State University and CAT, Hunger and Poverty Foundation. And they said, wow, President Kufuor, to help you upscale this. And they did it, and Bill and Melinda Gates bought into it.
Terrific.
And that became Competitive African Rice Initiative.
A Ghanaian?
Yes. So I started the whole concept. And then President Kufuor said, okay, Odoom, then go to Nigeria. Then I went there. And because you see, I incubated everything. That I had a passion behind it.
Of course.
And like he's saying, if we are going to get things right, Ankara, we need passion. Lamptey.
Yeah, Lamptey.
Yeah, we need passion, perseverance, selflessness, and commitment. These are the things about Odoom that people ask me, what your secret? My secret is that I am passionate about things. And if I know I'm doing the right thing, I persevere. I get committed. You imagine a former minister, a deputy minister, using Okada to travel about, say, 2 hours into the bush in the Niger state, and then Kogi state, and then Sokoto. I mean, if you see those pictures.
Yeah, I saw them. I really.
The thing is,
we can do it.
The thing is, unusual things must be done at this stage. And let me tell you, me, this Ukraine thing, I just don't want to even mention it.
As having an effect on us.
You shouldn't have, because they are just 40 million.
A clear opportunity for Africa to be self-sufficient. Period.
Yeah.
Me, when people are talking about Ukraine, and I say, no. I've started a project. I was telling him the other day. I've started picking poultry droppings from M&J farms.
Okay.
Manso Nkwanta. M&J farms. Very good.
Use fertilizer.
And then getting one Mr. Nsawom to give us macrobials, which we are using to fasten and hasten the decomposition.
The decomposition, so that
so we can apply directly within 2 weeks. And for me, this about Ukraine, no, I don't say. How can we sit down here in Africa, 1.5 billion people, and 44 million people are fighting, and therefore we are going to be angry? How?
Right.
So in other words, we should see that as an opportunity.
Yes.
It happens in 1983 when we had the
break off.
In Ghana.
To break off.
The drought.
You know this. You know cocoon.
Yeah, I know cocoon.
If cocoon is struggling out, and you try and you say you are going to use blade to cut it, it can't mature to the butterfly.
Yes.
This struggle that we are going in, for me, I think it's a blessing.
We should think.
Yes. This is the time that we have to use our thinking faculty to create things, make things to become feasible, because we have everything here.
Produce our own wheat.
Yes, I remember in Nigeria, I was with the commissioner and the state governor, Kano. I said, Excellency, you have everything. You have water, you have land, you have the sun, and you have the people.
What do you need?
What else do we need that we are importing this rice? They say, Odoom, problems, Charlie, plenty. I say, me, I don't see problems.
They become opportunity.
Yes.
Problems to me are opportunities. They are laden with opportunities. Problems are laden with opportunities. We only have to take challenges. And I tell you, there's going to be a lot of businesses out of opportunities.
Wonderful. Yes. Odoom, the Nigeria issue, I read that it emanated from the closure of the border between Nigeria and Benin. What exactly is the story?
No, what happened was that
Exactly.
when we started it and we were making progress, then talking to government, we realized that we have to get some milestones. Yeah, and those milestones, if we respect it, would help us get there. Because we realized that there were a lot of smuggling coming from Benin to Nigeria.
Benin imports more rice than its population. Yes.
Through to Nigeria.
And then for Nigeria
So there was a need that if our farmers were producing enough,
In Nigeria farmers.
yes, to allow that artificial production to come in to disturb them.
They dump the rice.
Yes, they come and dump it. Yes. And you know, Lamptey, if you go to those places that we get our rice, some of the rice have been on the shelf for 5 to 10 years.
Can you imagine? They've lost their nutrition values already.
When I went to in Nigeria, when I went to Thailand, and I saw that that one even motivated me to do what I was doing there.
So on that motivation, let's do a few messages. I'm sure people are watching us. This one is from Dr. Kofi Ambosan-Bediako. It's a fantastic discussion. Please set your beautiful ideas to government. Sell your beautiful ideas to government.
Yes,
so
we are ready.
Exactly.
We are ready.
I hope government is ready to buy.
We are ready.
And this is from, it says that, good evening, I'm really enjoying your program. In fact, the Bank of Ghana must be interested in agriculture for food security. Even ADB, with sole mandate is to support agriculture, are now shifting from agriculture to commercial loan. This is clear misplaced of priority. We need a strong regulatory policy from Bank of Ghana to implement this policy. We have a contract where the off-taker is prepared to finance 90% of the cost of the factory. Just 10% counterpart funding has taken us over 2 years, and we are still waiting. ADB, within ADB to agree for the 10% after taking to the off-taker severally. This from Joe Sakamoto.
The Agric Fund would have done that for them if we had it. Because the interest of government is to ensure food security and also generate employment. We need to employ people in industries. And let me tell you, that's why I said when we got oil, we were all here before the oil came. We agreed that we should get some part of the oil money to come to the fund we wanted government to establish. Bank of Ghana can start with that.
Yes.
And so many ways for us to be able to raise a little, money to put, to run a finance. Because if you have a lot of funding for agriculture, government will sleep.
Of course.
Yes.
And concentrate on other things.
The agric mechanization system will work, the post-harvest system will work, everything, from production to the end, to delivery. And the citizens of Ghana will be happy because now you will see shops that are having Ghanaian products in them.
It's happened before. And
then we will compete with the import. We don't say they shouldn't. We are interested in global market, but we will compete with them. They should bring their imported produce. We also bring our local produce. When you enter to our shops and get quality rice, quality eggs, quality tomatoes, you have a choice whether you will go to buy imported products, and they will start reducing the imports and coming to us to now become large buyers. So we need to demonstrate.
What I will say in addition to what he's saying.
Okay.
You see, I have listened to Adesina, the African Development Bank president. When I was doing this project in Nigeria, he was the Minister of Agric, so I was having some meetings with him here and there.
Yes.
And he has said that the next batch of billionaires in Africa are going to be farmers.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yes.
And for me,
yes. On that note, let me do a few of the messages because people are interested. This one says very interesting discussion. Some of us have personal money to lend to farmers who want to go into rice, tomato, yam, onion, poultry, and food processing. Look at watermelon and tomatoes rotting when factories can be located in the area of production and produce at farm gate. This is from Harrison. Harrison, I'm sure you want to get in touch with Philip and Mr. Abraham Odoom. You say you have some money you want to. So let's do some of these ones too. Says Honorable, good evening, sir. I met Honorable Odoom in 2015, and this man is among the politicians who fear God. Okay, he says this from Idriamoa Nicholas Achimda. Being the Minister for Agriculture, but because of faction, they gave it to some I see. Interesting. Okay, so this one says, good evening. Oh, my name is Lamptey, not Gideon anyway. Agriculture is the future. This is a fantastic idea that the youth are interested in. I love Nigeria's success story. Can I please get the contact number of your guests, Honorable Odoom and Co. I'm a consultant and would love to work with them. Thanks, Benjamin from Dansuman. So we'll give you their contact once you give us your number is here. We'll get them connected to you. So this one is from this one says, I always tell a friend that I am a president and in my government, okay, if I am a president and in my government, I will not appoint Minister for Finance. My Minister for Finance will rather be my Minister for Agriculture with a target that by 2 years in my government, 2 cities if you are not sacked. Okay, so I'll quickly do a few and then we come back to our discussion. And this one is from Alhaji Dauda Madina from Madina State. So my question to your panel is, what advice can they give National Food Stock to supply food to school feeding women around the country? So please know that we'll come to you for a response to that. This one says, good evening, Mr. Host. The reason why price for food products are going up is government had withdrawn its interest from agriculture. Hence, fertilizer and other products that promote agriculture are completely dead. From Amankwa of Rieso. Okay, so let's come back. I will do the rest. Okay,
the first this thing about melon going waste.
Sure.
I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
We all talk about Akumadan tomatoes. Can't we go to Akumadan and put up a cold store?
How much would it
where
cost?
We can preserve, because I went to Syria, the same thing, Syria.
Okay.
And then we went to a farm. The man does potatoes, apples.
Okay.
And about 5 acres. He had a big cold store. So I was like, how? Only 5 acres. He said, hey, you don't know how much I make. So after harvesting, you keep them in the cold store. And as when orders come, he'll be delivering. So it's one of the things that National Service we are looking at.
Okay.
Can we, for instance, see if it's viable? We are working with him. That's why I keep.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yes, we are working with him and other partners as well.
Okay.
Exim Bank, for instance.
All right.
Last 2 weeks, we were ourselves at a hotel for 3 days, thinking and writing.
Good.
So we are looking at food preservation, tomatoes. Can't we build a cool room like here, so that the farmers will come and preserve, and that's when we need it, rather than let these farmers bring it it's and
so sad. It's so sad. So sad. Let me go back.
That is why I keep on saying, let's begin to do things unusual, so that we'll get unusual results. Other than that, the same thing that we do, yes, we get the same thing.
All right, so this person says no name anyway. Okay, Christopher from Kaswa. He says, I admire and like the discussion going on, and congratulations to Mr. Odoom. And also, I've been monitoring and following Mr. Philip for some time, and I like what you guys are doing. It says, Honorable Odoom is a great gift to Ghana. Let us make use of our own. Is the answer to our agricultural woes. So, well, you are answer to our woes. That's what somebody's saying. And this one says, please explain to us how the food distribution system functioned in the past and is it relevant today? This from Kwabena Piasa of Drobo, or from Drobo. So, the last but two, this one says, until agricultural problem is solved in Ghana, unless our best farmers are supposed to be appointed as agriculture ministers, and then our problem will be solved. This from George from Takoradi. And the last one says, good evening. It's like we've been rushing this talking point program. I think about 2 hours for a program. It doesn't lie with me to do that. He wants 2 hours a program, and it also says that they want at least twice in a week to have experts to explain issues to us. Please, we are planning to increase the time for the program. Okay, so my producer is watching you. Everybody's watching us. So I think we have about a minute to go. So let me come back to you, gentlemen. I'll pick your final words.
That's surprising.
Yes.
That's surprising.
All right. So Philip, about 30 seconds for you, and then we'll
what he's talking about concerning processing of watermelons and etc., it is possible. And he just mentioned Akumadine.
Yes.
We've done a lot of work in tomatoes. We know where the tomato grows across the country. In 2009, 2008, we had done some work on tomatoes, and we were able to produce tomatoes to stop importation of tomatoes in the whole country coming in.
Yes.
It was then done by the current Minister, Alan Chiramanti.
Okay.
But we got a 30 million facility. It was a farmer-based organization that got that. It was a private-led organization. We've got our own seeds.
Oh, I see.
We imported our own seed. We collaborated with a factory which was processing this. I mean, we went to Burkina to see how they are able to do what they are doing to be able to beat us. We got to know what they are doing. We came and got our farmers.
Fantastic.
We got farmers from Adang. We changed the seed. We went to Kita. We went to what do you call it? Akachi Abo, Jalili, Avedakwa. We came to Adeso. We went to Duyankwanta, Bichim, Tiobodom. We went to Techimai. Then we went to Akumadine, Afrancho. Then we went to Pologo. From Pologo, went to Zebila and went to Navrongo. That is the tomato belt in Ghana.
Okay.
Because you cannot grow tomatoes in other areas because the photo period, 23 degrees Celsius temperature, follows that line.
Okay.
So that is where you can grow tomatoes. And we were able to grow tomatoes year round. And because of that, government banned tomatoes from the country, both paste and both from Burkina.
I see.
And the farmers of Ghana, and even we had a contract with the market traders in what they call it, Aguglosi, who were also part of it, and the tomato transporters union. We had an agreement.
So that's all inclusive.
Yes, we had an agreement with them, private sector, and we got some facility. I think ADB supported. We got Amalgamated Bank of Africa. They supported the land preparation.
Okay.
So we went around and prepared the lands. We supplied the seeds.
You've done a lot.
We followed up. The transporters go to pick up the produce and deliver it to the factory. So it's possible.
It is.
We can do it
really
if we want to do things. We can do it.
All right. So, Mr. Dwuma Odoom, I want to say a big thank you to you for being part of this program.
I've not wrapped up.
Yeah. So a quick one for me. That we
Lamptey, see, like you were saying, and I keep on saying.
Yes.
I remember when I did the Cocoa High Tech, and Kojo Banyodu presented me. And then we were thinking around it. There, we were going to go to Burkina and learn about what they call the seed clouding. You know, you create artificial rain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, using the air, the plane.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, all these things are there. All things are there.
I see.
That is why I keep on hammering the point that we got to do
things unusual.
That will get unusual.
Okay.
It will surprise you.
Okay.
I didn't do agric. I didn't do agric.
Okay. We'll get you one-on-one. Okay. I'll talk to my producer. We'll get you one-on-one on another platform. That's a promise. Thanks very much indeed, Mr. Abraham Dwuma Odoom, agricultural consultant. He's been a statesman and held several portfolios before. And then Mr. Philip Abayoro is the president of the Ghana Agricultural Chamber of Commerce. These have been talking point. I starting for Dr. In Wright. Next is another day. Have a good evening. Bye for now.
Thank you.